right, let's do a gentle nervous system reset. But this time we're going to be talking about why EFT is so effective at changing our state or tapping. So oftentimes when we're doing this, we're just doing a gentle nervous system reset. So that's one way of resetting the body and helping us to feel better and calmer. Many of you have experienced that. You're sleeping better, you're helping to end a panic attack, you're feeling less anxious, you're feeling more like yourself, you're more organized, all the things that are wonderful, right? But we can also use EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, to help us to rewrite fears, limiting beliefs, and situations of trauma. So when we're tapping and talking, we are actually bringing in a new signal to the body. So oftentimes we're all in the sympathetic nervous system, which is like the fight or flight, which is the go, go, go. It's where we are in reptilian brain, which is in our highest level of thinking. So what we want to do is we want to interrupt that signal with something, and tapping is a great way of interrupting that signal that sends a signal to your brain and your body that something's changing. So we're going from this hypervigilant fight or flight state to this calmer state. And when that happens, the brain and the body are forced to shift because a new input is coming in. It's just like a computer. You're putting in a new code and your brain shifts in the moment. So let's go to the outside of the eye. So just tapping on the body is calming, and also the way that we tap is rhythmic. I like to do bilateral. That's also very calming. You're also regulating with my voice and my nervous system, which is helping you to get into the parasympathetic nervous system. So before I do these sessions with you, I make sure that I'm regulated. And when we are in that anxious state, let's say something happened and we're feeling anxious and we bring this new signal in, our brain actually says, wow, we were feeling this way, now we're feeling this way. This is competing, this is not correct information, takes down that information, like deletes it, and puts up a new network in your brain that helps you to have a new orientation to the thing that you're working on. So if you're giving a presentation, you obviously don't want to be giving the presentation and tapping, but you can actually imagine yourself beforehand giving the presentation and start tapping, and you will be calmer when you give the presentation. Same thing, if you're afraid to fly, you can actually think about flying and tap, and that will help to heal that fear, because your brain will start to reorganize and feel calm when it thinks about flying or thinks about giving a presentation. So this is how EFT is so effective at helping to rewire our brain. So you just have to tap and talk about your feelings, and because you're tapping and talking about it, your brain is highlighting all the experiences that you have around, let's say, flying, and start to bring in a new input, which is the tapping, and reorganize based on that. So it's fear of flying no longer becomes fear of flying because you bring in this new signal. Good, let's go here. So when we are tapping, we're changing the chemistry that's flowing through our body, which helps us to digest our food, to heal our body, to help us fall asleep. So we're not supposed to fall asleep or heal or digest our food when we're being chased by a tiger, which is what fight or flight really is. Like, it's where we are meant to be running. So all our energy and our blood flow goes to our extremities so that we can run. We also slip into reptilian brain, which is not great for problem solving or having great meaningful conversations. So what we do is when we tap, we switch into our forebrain, which is going to give us access to our intuition, our critical thinking, problem solving, and a boosted immune system. Our energy is going to go back to the center of the body, and we're going to start to digest our food. So this is why tapping is so transformational. And I've been on a healing journey for, a really long time. For 30 years, I was chronically ill, and now for 15 years, I have not been. And the more that I studied, the more that I learned that it all comes down to how does the body feel and what chemistry is flowing through the body. And if we can change that chemistry, you're going to change the whole game. Like, you're going to change how you feel, how you sleep, how you show up, And that's because the chemistry has changed in your body and you're getting better sleep. So that's going to help you show up differently, right? On a regular basis. You're not going to be craving sweets as much if you get better sleep. There's research on that. You know, there's so many things that come through good quality sleep. Obviously, we restore our brain and our body through our sleep. And if that gets fixed, and then you wind up changing some of the thoughts that you have, you might start living the life that you really truly love because you're able to give that presentation or fly to that event or whatever, ask that person out, you know, whatever you're fearing, you can use EFT to help you with that. But also, we all grow up and we do our best to have a nice childhood, but sometimes things happen and we don't really understand it. And so when we don't understand something, we become overwhelmed and then we suppress it and we hold on to it until we can understand it. So when we tap and we talk about our feelings, we again are highlighting that network in our brain and our body, and it helps us to release it in that moment. So this helps to push the energy out of the body, rewrite, and then we no longer have these childhood wounds that are holding us back in life. So over time, when we spend more time in the parasympathetic nervous system, we are able to heal, obviously, and digest our food and sleep better, but we start to create the life that we truly want because we're really in the present moment. We're not allowing old programming, fears, and limiting beliefs to hold us back from what we truly want to do and become. Good. Take a deep breath in and out. So each point that I'm tapping on helps to release specific emotions from the body. And it's just kind of like tapping on like a portal, you know, that helps to release this energy so that we no longer carry it anymore. And the more that we do this, the more that we release the energy that's stuck in the body. Good. Take a deep breath in and out. All right, I love you, and that's my little synopsis on how EFT and tapping help to change the body and the chemistry that flows through your body so that you can heal and become a better version of yourself, which is why I am such a huge proponent of it, and I share it on here because I think everybody should know it. I think if children knew it when they were experiencing, you know, a trip in front of the whole class, or, you know, not getting on the soccer team, or their parents are going through a divorce, or any of the traumatic things that happen as children, that we would be happier and healthier as adults, because the more childhood trauma that you experience, the more likely you are to have mental illness, chronic illness, and addiction later in life. So if we can rewrite that trauma, whether it's now as an adult or rewrite the trauma as a child, the healthier and happier we become. Take a deep breath in and out. I love you. Place your hands on your heart. This helps to release oxytocin, which helps to help you feel bonded to yourself and others, as well as put you into the parasympathetic nervous system, help you to sleep better if you're going to sleep, or focus better if you're trying to focus right now.